little White House, Key West, Florida.
Good job. Well, let's go in. Is that Harry? That's really good.
Yeah, and he does. This is his website, and he's all over the world. He does
Sandal.
It's beautiful. I mean,
He's
not
crazy
real- I
with
mean-
some ceiling stuff. Against the weather.
Picture with the eyes.
Uh-huh.
Sandcastle.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, let's go inside.
It was known as the mosquito fleet for a very simple reason. They had very shallow draft. They were able to navigate the coral reefs. Their job, simple, get rid of the pirates. The Commodore succeeded, established a Navy presence that's still here in Key West today in the form of the Naval Air Service. This was, up until 1974, a major submarine base. We're only here because the subservice left in 1974. This house was built in 1890, originally a duplex for both the Commandant and the Paymaster on the base. A waterfront home. That grass on out was water when the house was built, right behind these big palm trees. That changed around the beginning of the 20th century with these new ships called submarines, and the larger ships that were appearing, they had to dredge the harbor to get them all in here. We go through that regularly here with the cruise ships and now the larger cruise ships. All that fill is put to use somewhere. In this case, it was put right in front of this house and pushed outward. That big white building was built on that fill, which is called Gnarl, in 1942 as officers' quarters. Excuse me. The view for the president was the same as that view we have today. That house was there. They are now private condos. Submarines used to dock. The pen used to be to the left of this white building. You can see a line of palm trees. That used to be a submarine pen out there. It was also where they docked the presidential yacht when the president was in town. They moved the subs out of the way for the president for obvious reasons. Come on now and join us, folks. I'm George. Welcome. The house was built in 1890. But the reason we're here is because the subservice left. Lock, stock, and barrel. Still a major naval air station in Key West, but not the subservice anymore. Excuse me. When they left, they deeded this 100 acres of Navy property to the city of Key West. That included this house and any other homes that were on the base. The city of Key West had no clue what to do with it, couldn't figure it out for almost 15 years, until some wise guy said, gee, we can sell oceanfront land and make some money. They put it up for auction. 1988, it sold for $17 million. To a developer from New England named Pritam Singh, who still lives here, so he must have done something right. He converted all the old Navy buildings to condos, built all these new homes you see. It's the only gated community in Key West. Deeded this house to the state of Florida. It is still owned by the state of Florida. It was in need of repair when the state took it over. They had to raise over $1 million to put the place back together, not with public money. That was all donations. All the furniture had been stored in Navy warehouses and inventoried, and there was also one warehouse in Key West. They knew what the furniture was. They were able to find 95% of the real thing, the same furniture that was here when the Trumans were here. The upholstery, draperies, wall coverings, paint, exact replicas based on photos and samples of the various things. So we're very proud of the fact that we're 90 to 95% accurate in our depiction of the house, and also in the history of Harry Truman in this house. We don't make up stories on this tour. When I speak about the man, if it's a rumor, I'll say it's a rumor. There's very few of them. If it's a quote, I'll tell you it's a quote. But this is a history lesson, and I hope it's also a good time. That's why we're here. I ask for audience participation. Once in a while, I spring a pop quiz on people. Having said all that, they're all fun things, and if anybody our age can't get them, shame on us. We don't belong here. First visitor before President Truman that you'll recognize was in 1918 during World War I. Thomas Edison spent 6 months in this house. He contracted with the Navy to design underwater weapons, designed over 40 of them, including anti-submarine mines. President first arrived in Key West in 1946. We have more, our tours always grow. It never starts out and ends with the same amount. I have yet to let, come on now folks, have a seat. I'm still yakking away. We haven't gone inside yet. But please feel free to ask me any questions if you think you missed something. The only request is please turn off your cell phones. We're to President Truman's arrival in 1946. We all know he had a brutally tough first year in office, had to make some heavy decisions. He was stressed out.